what's going on? So it's an absolutely gorgeous day today. It's going to be at least 55, maybe close to 60 already. And it's like 10 in the morning. So I've been home with the kids for the past 3 to 4 weeks, really, due to some guys being sick, and then Courtney and I got sick, and Coda was out of daycare for a while. Marley's on school vacation. So it's been tough getting along, doing things as I'm able. But thankfully, look at those PJM rhododendrons. They are absolutely gorgeous right now. Thankfully, Coda really loves being outside. So poor Coda man is going to come with me. I've got him in the stroller right now. Want to say hi, buddy? Say hi. Hi. Yeah. Coda just likes being outside. So he's coming with me. I actually just raked out another bed. I'm going to seed peas in hopefully later today, maybe when he takes another nap. But for now, I've got a sprinkler running in the greenhouse there, if you can hear it. I'm going to change that to outside, and I'm going to throw down some fertilizer on my radish and carrots that we did the other day. The only stuff I use ever other than compost is organic espoma. I use their garden tone. I use their tomato tone, which is in particular for tomatoes. A few other things, obviously. But its ratios are much different than the garden tone. And I also use biotone. That's mostly on the landscape plants. I use it on this cherry tree and the apple tree there. But Coda Man's gonna hang out with me, and I'm gonna change this sprinkler over, get it running on these beds behind me. Radish is sprouting up right now, so I'm gonna get that going, and I'll talk to you soon. So, I've got my radishes, I've got my carrots, and I've got my future bed of peas that I'm going to be seeding probably today or tomorrow if possible, all fertilized. Organic fertilizer, I rarely ever use it. When I do use it, it's a pelletized fertilizer by Espoma. I always have great luck with it. You can see inside, you might ask why I run a sprinkler while I'm fertilizing, which is kind of odd. But these pelletized fertilizers often have a lot of fines in them. It can be a little dusty, and it's windy here. We've got a lot of birds that come down. So when you put these down, you lose a lot of material to the wind, to birds scratching up things. When I'm running a sprinkler, what are you doing, big man? Wanna say hi? Wanna say hi? Say hi. So when I'm doing this, I run that sprinkler, so as soon as these hit the ground, you've got nutrient matter going into your soil right away. You're not going to lose any to wind. You're not going to lose any to, animals that'll come in, because it's soaking right into the soil immediately. I always run a sprinkler while I'm doing my fertilizing. So the rest of these form beds are going to be more radish, turnip, beets, salad greens, that sort of stuff. They're nice level beds that are slightly raised. I formed last year that will be permanent beds that will stay for quite some time. And because of that, and the fact that they're no-till, it's important to rotate what we're putting in there. So that radish bed, that first bed of radish, that second bed of carrots, as soon as those are harvested out, that's going to be salad greens. I cut those out, seed salad greens right away, and that bed is flipped. And then the next bed that we do radish will be 3 down on the other side of the peas, and we'll kind of rotate throughout those beds so as to not be draining certain nutrients with certain plants, because then you get into monoculture farming, which has really bad effects on your soil and on the plants that are growing in it. So now this wood chip area behind me, this is going to be all our tomatoes, our larger outdoor plants. Squash, zucchini are going to be raised a bit. With tomatoes, cucumbers, everything of that sort, I'm actually going to be digging straight into the wood chip. I'm not forming any rows. I'm digging straight into the wood chip. I'm going to plant my seedlings and butt some wood chip around it, and that's already mulched. It's already weed free. There's nothing growing there, and the soil is nice and rich underneath it. That area was cleared last year, the end of the fall with the tractor, to be able to plant in this year. You can see a little farm stand being built back there. Hopefully a few weeks that'll be done. It'll be our temporarily permanent farm stand for, I don't know, 6 or 8 months. We actually have a great girl in town who's giving me her barn. She needs it removed. Nobody wants it. I want the materials because I'd like to build a much bigger farm stand in short time. And that will end up being a mobile pig house or a mobile chicken house. Maybe more goats because we seem to be having those like crazy. This here behind me, this unamended, well, it's actually amended, but untouched area right now, that is most of our chicken and goat compost from last year. And I don't till anything, but my dad gave me the tiller, our family tiller essentially. I'm doing potatoes in this bed. This is New Hampshire. You can see that giant rock in the middle. It's not too rocky, but the soil is very dense. So I'm going to till this year, do potatoes, and then when this soil is nice and aerated and loose coming into next year, my potatoes will go down this way. This area will become formed beds, and we'll expand our salad greens, our radish, turnips, beets, everything of that sort in there. But that's it for the day. Run sprinklers when you're doing your fertilizing. Highly recommended. I'm going to let this run for another 10 minutes or so, and Coda Man and I are going to go inside because there's bugs like crazy out here. Hopefully today I'll get these peas seeded in this third bed. Oh, dropped a blanket. Hopefully today I'll get these peas seeded in this third bed, and we can get rolling with this good weather. It's supposed to be real warm starting soon, so a lot of stuff is coming outside. A bunch of tomatoes going in the greenhouse. Some of them are 18, 24 inches tall right now already. The bigger ones, big beef. The smaller ones I've just seeded recently. Almost just walked Coda into a shrub full of bees. Look at these things. The other ones I just seeded recently, and those will be for outside. Cherry tomatoes, paste tomatoes, everything of that sort. And as the greenhouse starts to clear more, I'll bring some inside as well, but they'll be smaller for now. They'll get huge over the year. But I'll go, I guess I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll keep you updated on that baby. Those radish are coming up and they're starting to look real good. So tiny little seedlings is a wonderful thing. So can't say enough about managing your time effectively. I have never been good with managing my time. Even working for other people, I really get caught up in tasks sometimes. And on the other side, I really have too many tasks going on usually to like delve into it really well. But farming is hard. Homesteading is hard. It takes a lot of time. It drains your emotions. Having kids is hard. It takes a lot of time, drains your emotions. They both drain your bank account. Trying to do both at the same time is not easy. I've been home for a while with Coda Man. Marley's in school this week, thankfully, but she was on vacation. I had the both of them for some time. They've been troopers. Marley comes out with me and does some stuff, as you could tell. Coda loves being outside. Who's that? Who is that? You want to say hi? Is that Coda Man? Yeah. So this is our second farmer in training. Marley's 5. Coda's about to turn 1. They're both out here on the regular. They love being outside. They don't always participate in things. Sometimes they have to keep themselves busy, but they like it. They're able to for a certain amount of time. Marley helps with some things, which is a really big thing. But, you know, for example, this morning, Courtney left for work about 7:30. I had this guy, I had Marley. They eat breakfast, get Marley out to school, came home. Thankfully, he was sleeping in the truck, so I was able to open up the animals, the chickens and the goats. And then he woke up. He likes being in the stroller. We got our beds fertilized. I was able to level out that pea bed, not urine bed, legume bed, with him hanging out in the stroller, and do some fertilizing and some watering. Great success in my opinion. That's an awesome morning. Unfortunately, that's usually all I can get for most of the day until later in the day when Courtney is home. Maybe later in the day when Coda is napping and Marley and I are home together. He's asleep. We can do maybe 30 minutes worth of stuff, but she usually wants to play at that point. Hopefully soon, I'm going to be delving into why we have this ridiculous looking white netting fence. It's for the goats, it's for the chickens, it's mostly to keep the goats from wandering and keeping predators out, but things can jump over it. It's not foolproof. It is electric, so it's electric. This goes down. I'm able to do probably like 3/4 of an acre at a time, depending on how much fence I'm using, and I can move this at any time. And if you look far enough, you can see the line where the fence was, where the goats, where the goats grazed, where the new growth is, where the untouched growth is. This area around me right now is the last spot they were in with this netting. And look at how short this grass is. You can actually see the line going up towards the house where the fence stopped. They graze it for a certain amount of time. Usually I'll do about 3 weeks or 4 weeks in an area, and they move on to the next spot. And thankfully, they chew everything down. They eat the weeds. The chickens come through. They scratch through. They all poop in it. And then it sits for like a month and a half. So it literally, they maintain it so well. This grass, goats usually don't graze grass, but they get enough shrubbery, they get enough weeds, they get enough hay and grain that they really like to eat the grass here, which is great. The benefits of this, they're not in their parasites all the time. They're not eating where they poop all the time, and you're giving your lawn, pasture, field, whatever the hell it is that you're using for animals, a chance to regrow and not get overgrazed and start to die off. Because especially when it gets hot, if they get overgrazed, the whole area dies. When I come back to this area, maybe I'll show you in like 3 weeks, it is going to be green as hell. It's going to be lush. And these guys right here, these hooligans, are going to be loving it. They love coming out here during the day and grazing. They're like half sheep, basically. One of the great benefits of goats, they eat trees, they eat shrubs, they eat weeds. Some things kill them, collateral damage, but they actually mow down grass really well. Now, can you see the line? Look at that. So they mow this down to like the 3 setting on your lawnmower, basically, and then they move. All that poop goes into the soil right away. Your regrowth is huge, and that rotation makes all the difference in both the health of your pasture, what are you doing, and the health of your animals. Because too much of a good thing is always a bad thing, not gonna lie. Too much fertilizer poop is a bad thing. Too much grass cutting is a bad thing. Too many parasites in your animal's area where they eat, really bad thing. But we're gonna kick off the sprinkler. I forgot to turn off 20 minutes ago. And we'll hit the road. You wanna say bye, Coda? Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Wait. Bye-bye.